I think the more important thing is just to freshen up the bodies, rehab, get everyone fresh. But it was good to get on the floor and talk about some stuff that we haven't focused in on a while. So today was definitely money in the bank for sure.
Do you think it would stun people from the outside to know how little NBA teams practice? That a lot of
Yeah, I
it
think
is
so.
playing games.
I think so, but again, people are surprised of how much our body takes, from throughout the season, on the court, off the court. So traveling, it's a temple, as people always say, and we got to look after it as best as we can.
If I can follow up on that, I mean, we don't really get to see, what you guys do in here while you're practicing. How different is shoot around from a practice?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on certain practices and timing and how that differs. But shoot around is obviously a lot more talk, I think, about game plans and what we're trying to do for the game that night. Obviously, get a few shots up and that. Practices is more detailed, and then obviously you get on the floor and actually go through some stuff at a decent speed, game speed or almost. So ankles taped. Obviously you don't want anyone hurt in practice, but they're the things that we get to go in a little bit more detail, focused in and a little bit more. So today was obviously defense and how we can do a much better job of that, which we didn't do our last game against Utah. So these games you do. You do miss them when you go, months without practice. So, like I said, today was much needed money in the bank for sure.
What about offensively? I mean, I know after the Rockets game, Danny said, hey, defense wins championships, but you also got to score the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Something that we're just trying to get through. Things have changed so often. Lineups change, guys in and out or whatever. So there hasn't been that consistent flow. So we're all trying to work it out as we go, obviously. But one thing, like we have had in the past, is being able to hang our hat defensively. And last game that was below average for our expectations. So defense definitely does win championships for sure.
You mentioned the guys, different lineups, different rotations, different groups playing together. I mean, can you even run the same stuff with those different groups, or is it almost different?
You should be able to, because we script a lot. We know our offenses, but then guys might be in different positions that they know the play for a certain position but not for another. So I guess that's just the level of professionalism that we need to get to, knowing that that's what it's going to be like. And we just need to turn that up another notch, knowing that we got to know all positions at all times. So yeah.
Seems like you've been playing a lot of two off the bench. What has that been like for you?
Different, yeah, different. But fun at the same time. At certain times I've been the three as well. So it's a challenge, but I think it's so different from the point guard position that you just got to find your way a little bit more, knowing where you can get your shots, or knowing when and where you can be aggressive and whatnot. So it is very different, but enjoying it at the same time.
Have you ever been a three in your life before this season?
I don't think I have. So. Probably ask for a post touch at some point while I'm at three.
I was asking Danny earlier. I know this year's been very different, obviously, because of the injuries since the preseason stuff. This is the most losses you've had this early in the season, 21 since I think 2010. How different does it feel to? And I know you all concentrate a game at a time and take it a game at a time, but how strange is it to already have 21 this early?
It will take care of itself. I don't think that there is a feeling for your question, to be honest. It's just the feeling of how we're playing as a group and whether or not we can play the right way and we all feed off each other. So, to answer your question, there is no feeling, but, we're trying to focus on what we can do to get better and working through those things. There are a lot of different obstacles that we're all going through. So, we're taking it day by day and game by game. So now that we got a couple of days to recharge, freshen up the bodies and like I said, talk a little bit more detail of how we can do both ends of the floor, I think today was definitely good for us.
I think the trend the last few games has been a slow start, and then you guys get it together in the second half and make a push, but just not quite enough juice or whatever. What are you pinpointing why those starts are happening and how to
start of games?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think when you can't pinpoint it for us, I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. So it's just the pounding of the rock type of situation for the season, but we got time to figure some things out and talk about it and implement them in games to be able to get to where we want to be. So our goal hasn't changed. We know what we want to do. So it's just trusting the system, trusting the advice, and executing. So.
In all your years here, have you figured out a trick for packing for a rodeo trip?
Nah.
You got to have clothes for Phoenix in February.
Yeah.
And for Denver.
Exactly.
But I guess you don't have to go to Toronto or something like that. So.
Yeah, and then it depends where you take yourself for All-Star break, whether it's a warm place or a cold place. Winter bag, summer bag, maybe. Nah, too many bags. Nah, I don't know.
So you don't have to pay for your luggage on the charter.
Yeah.
How would you
Thanks.
describe the rodeo trip?
Long, but this one seems. I mean, we're about to start. This one doesn't seem as on the paper as bad as it has been in the past. Less games, not as many games. But then again, it's still travel. It's still different hotels. I know after All-Star break we got Denver, then Cleveland. And that's a fair plane ride. So it's just long. It's again, depending where you take yourself for All-Star break too, that's a much needed downtime to be able to recharge. But it's definitely can get brutal at times.